My faithful friend, you're there everywhere I go in my life. My faithful friend, in the darkness a light shone over my life. My faithful friend, you bring peace in my heart in the trouble. Faithful friend, you are.
I'm very happy to see you again, for a second time. We have to praise the Lord. We're still alive. We are living. Other people have lost their life. They are not alive anymore. They don't breathe. But we have the breath of life. We are breathing. We have to praise the Lord. He's a magnificent God. He's almighty. He's our King, a Redeemer, Shepherd, and our King. You know, Today we are going to speak about key to English prepositions and the stress. Okay, but before starting, you'd better be in touch of something today. Once you get up, you'd better be kind. Okay, because here in this channel, Hub TV, we have to bring the message of joyfulness. Okay, we need to bring joyfulness in your houses. Okay, and you know today it will be wonderful and terrific. When you come across with your friends, or when you meet with your friends, you'd better greet. Okay, you can say, I'm happy to see you, and he says, I'm happy to see you too, or nice to meet you, so am I. Delighted to know you, likewise. I'm overjoyed. I'm overjoyed to see you. The same to me. Okay? And when you welcome somebody, you'd better say, make yourself at home. Feel at yours. You're welcome. Okay? It means you show a certain kindness to people. This is a good way of living with people. Don't be proud. Don't be boastful. You have to be humble like Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike is here, your humble servant. Okay? Every Monday, I'm here for teaching you. I need you to learn something in English. You have to acquire the language of Shakespeare in order to speak it fluently. Okay? That's the reason why we are here every Monday. But today, we're going to learn. Okay? And after that, we are going to come back. I'm going to teach the stress. And Mr. Zico Mayamba is going to give us something very important, interesting. But I think you have to be good at, and you'd better stay tuned. Zico Mayamba.
Hi my friends, welcome to the channel English Professionally, and this video is key to English prepositions. Really, I believe it's the most important video about English prepositions. And basically, you just need to know, some phrases with prepositions and some rules. We're going to talk about them at the end of our presentation too. Some patterns. Okay, so at, please my friend, remember, we say at home, at work, at school, at the airport, at university. Then, so different phrases with o'clock, for example, at 5 o'clock, at 6 o'clock, at 7 o'clock, and so on. Okay, next. At night, at noon, at midnight, at midday. There are other very important phrases with at, and we need to know them. The thing is that we don't have enough space here, but no problem, we have the second part because it's a full version. So the second part, so phrases with at. So we say at the weekend in British English, but on the weekend in American English. At the station, at the top, at the bottom, at the end of something, and at the beginning of something. For example, at the end of the book, at the beginning of the book. If it's without of, so we don't have of, we say in the beginning and in the end, so you need to remember it. Next, at the party, at the moment. So, and we also say at Easter, at New Year, and at Christmas. Yeah, remember, at Easter, at New Year, and at Christmas. There is one very important rule. If you add day after these holidays, you use on. Like here, look. So we say on Christmas Day, because you see day, but at Christmas. On New Year's Day, but at New Year. So, at Easter, but on Easter Day, because of this day. It's a rule, it's English grammar, and you need to remember it, okay? Yeah, I hope that's clear. Okay, let's talk about in. So, we say in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon. Then we use in with years. For example, in 1978, in 1999, so in 2015, and so on, so with years. We also use in with months, so in March, in February, in December, in April, in July, and so on. We also use in with seasons. Students often ask me, how should we say in spring or in the spring? And the answer is very simple. It's correct to say in the spring and in spring. It's also correct. So I mostly meet without that. So in spring, in summer, in autumn, in winter, but in there, yeah, with seasons is also possible. Okay, so next, phrases like this one. In the 1980s, so in the 1970s, in the 1990s, and so on. Good. What about on? So we use on with days of the week or with weekdays. For example, on Mondays, yeah, on Tuesdays, on Wednesdays, on Thursdays, on Fridays, on Saturdays, on Sundays. So we say on the weekend in American English. You know that we talked about it. So we say so at the weekend in British English and on the weekend in American English. So that's the main difference. Alright, so we also say on, we also use on with, for example, on Monday morning, on Tuesday morning, on Wednesday morning, and so on. And that's also true about evening. So on Wednesday evening, on Thursday evening, on Friday evening, on Saturday evening. So you need to have this combination. So day of the week and morning or evening. So next, on my birthday. Yeah, and so we don't need on here, and we also actually don't need on here, but that's clear, yeah? So on my birthday. Say on my birthday. Why on? Because of the day. On my birthday. On holiday. So it's the same story like day, yeah? On holiday. So you know that we say holiday in British English, and we mostly meet on vacation in American English. So that's the difference between British English and American English. Okay, so we mostly meet on time. So we mostly meet this preposition with time. Yeah. So what about Christmas Day and New Year's Day? So you see it with on because of the day. On Christmas Day, on New Year's Day. Like here on Easter Day. But if you don't have day, So you need to say at Easter, at New Year, at Christmas. Good, very good. Then we use on with dates. For example, you see on the 11th of May. How do we pronounce it? How do we pronounce it really? On the 11th of May, on the 12th of May, on the 13th of May, on the 14th of May, and so on. So many students mispronounce it. So yeah, so if you try to pronounce everything correctly, so for example, I can say that I was born on the 26th of April. So don't forget to use of on the 26th of April. And really, when were you born? You can write, I was born on the 1st of December. I was born on the 2nd of February. I was born on the 3rd of March. I was born on the 11th of, of July. I was born on the 25th of August, and so on. Okay, good, very good. But we also need to look at the second part. Yeah, we forgot to do it with in, so let's do it with in and on, and we'll have a look at by and for after that. So in, let's continue. So we say in a minute or in a second. For example, I'll be back in a minute. I'll be back in a second. Or you can also say I'll be back in 2 minutes, in 10 minutes, in 15 minutes. It's also okay. Okay, so we also say in an hour, in 2 hours, in 3 hours. So talking about the future. For example, she'll be back in 2 hours. Okay, next, in 2 days, in 3 days. So good. So you can also hear, so in 5 months, in 2 years. Yeah, so what will be in 2 years, no one knows, for example. Okay, other phrases with in bed, in hospital, in prison, in the street, in the middle. So in the picture, it's a very important phrase. For example, when you want to describe a certain picture or a photo, so more students use this phrase incorrectly. Remember, in the picture, in the photo. For example, what do you see in the photo? What do you see in the picture? Only in. Then, in the beginning and in the end. But at the end of something, at the beginning of something. In the library. Yeah, and some more phrases with on. So on the bus, on the plane, on the ship, on the boat, on the train, on the phone, on TV, or on television, so but we mostly hear on TV, it's a short form, on the radio, on New Year's Eve, on Easter Day, on the right, on the left, on foot. These phrases are very important. So often, students often actually misunderstand this phrase on foot. So how do you usually get to work? So you need to say, for example, on foot, on foot. It means that you walk to work. So with your legs. Okay, right. So what about by? So we say by car. So when we travel somewhere, we say, for example, how do you prefer to travel? By car. So the fundamental difference is that after by, you don't use a preposition, and you say by car, by train, by ship, by plane, by sea, by air, by land. But of course, if you are going to use, an article, if you're going to use an article, it's another preposition. For example, in a car, so on the train, on the ship, on the plane, so I can swim in the sea, and so on. I mean that, so if you don't have an article, yeah, here use by. So if you have an article, like here, so you say on the bus, on the plane, on the ship, on the boat, on the train, but in a car, you need to remember, in a car, If it's without a, so you say by car. So by underground. So you know that we also use by with passive voice. For example, by him, by her, the book was written by him. It means that he wrote the book. The book was written by him. By tomorrow, so talking about deadline, talking about your deadline, for example. So when do you need to finish it? By tomorrow. It means that, so not later than tomorrow, not later than tomorrow. So today is the last day, by tomorrow. Or, for example, let's continue, by next week, by next month, by next year. For example, I need to reach a strong advanced level in English or a strong advanced English level by next month, by next year. Okay, and we also have very useful phrases with for a walk. So you can go for a walk, do like going for a walk, for a change. For example, we need maybe to record, a video lesson about articles for a change. So if you want to change something for an hour, so I can't say that I've been recording this lesson for an hour, it's much shorter. For 2 days, so he was away, for example, for 2 days, for 3 weeks, for 2 months, for 5 years. So I have been learning English for 5 years. You know that we often use for with present perfect continuous. Okay, and I think maybe you don't actually see it well, no problem. So I'll make it smaller for you. So yeah, by underground, by him, her, by tomorrow. And for breakfast, so for lunch, for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner. For breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner. So for example, what did you have for breakfast? What did you have for dinner? What did you have for lunch? And so on. And sometimes you also meet supper. So dinner and supper. Alright, so it's a very important thing. So basically, you need to know, these actually most important cases. So when we use prepositions, but that's not all. There is one more very important and maybe the most important thing. Really, I don't understand why other people don't talk about it. So my aim is to help you, understand how to learn English. So really, the first step is that you need to know just these basic phrases, and you need to understand, for example, that in means inside, on, just on the surface, for example, by, so we often use with passive voice, and other cases, is the first step. But there are other steps, my friends, too. You also need actually to know about 5 more steps if you really want to be successful in learning prepositions, or if you really want to succeed so in learning English prepositions and using them effectively in your English conversation. So you need to know different prepositional phrases. You need to know them, you need to memorize them by heart and start with most common ones. For example, at once means immediately, in doubt means I'm not sure, on the whole, in general, by mistake, so it happened accidentally or it wasn't going to happen, for a walk. Yeah, we talked about it, so we can say walk or go for a walk. So you need to pay attention to these prepositional phrases. Secondly, you need to pay attention to prepositions with adjectives. For example, good at. I'm good at English. Interested in. I'm interested in foreign languages. Keen on. I'm keen on music. Then, surprised by or at, you know that we can use surprised with by or at. So, I'm really surprised by your ability to record, so many lessons of supreme quality. Supreme, it means very, very high quality. Verb. So prepositions with verbs, like smile at, so she smiled at me. Succeed in. So I succeeded in learning English in a couple of years. So insist on. I insisted on it. So I told someone to do it and it happened. Abide by. For example, we need to abide by the rules. We need to abide by the rules. We need to follow the rules. Like wait for me. Then nouns plus prepositions. Like look at, it can be a verb, or it can be a noun. So let's have a look at the previous slides. Let's have a look at it. Interest in. So your interest in. So in this thing is difficult to explain. Attack on. So there was a sudden attack on those troops, yeah. So reason for. So what's the reason for doing it? Reason for. Like, and the most important thing, so not maybe the most, but one of the most important thing about phrasal verbs. It's about phrasal verbs. So really, there are lots of verbs with prepositions, and we call them phrasal verbs. And they have these verbs a special meaning, and you also need to know them. Like get at can mean suggest. What are you getting at? What are you suggesting? Take in, like deceive. He was taken in. He was deceived. It means that he got into trouble. Put on. So he put on warm clothes. So he had them on his body. Go by. So time goes by. It means time passes. Look for. What are you looking for? What are you trying to find? So to sum up, my friend, please also pay attention to prepositional phrases and prepositions with different parts of speech, so such as adjectives, verbs, nouns, and my friend, don't forget about phrasal verbs too. It's also a very important part of English grammar. So really it's the key to English prepositions. So you need to understand these things, what you need to learn. My aim is to help you understand what's going on in reality. So not only these phrases with time, prepositions of time, place, not only this, but these things too. Yeah? And actually, it doesn't lie on the surface, but it's actually of great importance, and this fact is undeniable. We can't deny this fact. Thank you very much, my friends, and I wish you good luck. See you. Bye-bye.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's really interesting because I've taken something interesting inside over there. You have to say at the end of, because there is of in the end. But you'd better also say in the end, okay? At the end of, in the end. That's really interesting. But let me read SMS. Oh, because people have sent some SMS here. We are going to read it. The first person says, good broadcasting in the name of Jesus. But unfortunately, you don't write your name down, okay? When you send an SMS, you'd better write your name. Write your name down. It will be interesting, okay? But thank you for your message. Another one is, yes, they say, hello, let's speak English. I appreciate your TV show. I watch it with a real pleasure. I wish you all the best for the next. Let's continue to improve our English. Thanks. Thank you very much, but you don't write your name down, okay? You'd better write your name down. I can greet you, it will be fine, interesting. Let me keep on about SMS here. Another one says, hello, Mr. Mike. Are you okay? It's good. It's good by the will of God. I don't know, maybe the broadcasting, okay? Okay, let's speak English is good by the will of God. And it says, how is your life with Jesus? Oh, you are a subject, okay? It's not a subject here, but never mind, okay? My life in Jesus is in tip-top condition, okay? I live with Jesus. I sleep with him. I eat with him. I do everything with him. You know, without him we are nothing. Okay, we have to be together with him, and we'll go ahead, we'll progress. Okay, thank you very much. Let me keep on. Here another one, maybe the last. Thank you. Let's speak English. Where were you? Oh. Oh, we were here in Democratic Republic of Congo, okay? Because the man says, where were you? Okay? We were here and we are here. We still teaching, working on it so as to, okay, to go ahead to progress. But I have some, excuse me, I received another SMS here. Oh, I'm sorry. It's j'ai voulu. Okay, never mind. Let's talk about stress, okay? Because we have to stress out when we are speaking. We've just learned prepositions. It's something good, right? But I start with the first noun. Here is to emulate, okay? Why do I say emulate? I say emulate because the stress is on E. That's the reason why I say emulate. I don't say emulate or emulate. I say emulate. Okay? You'd better care about it. It's in the dictionary. Okay? When you are reading in your dictionary, when you do research in the dictionary, you have to care about the stress. Okay? Don't read, as you need. Okay? In disorder or in angamago. It's what I'm used to saying. Okay? You'd better say emulate. I can give example. As we give of ourselves to the service of others, as I'm doing here, we will be greatly blessed. We become more like the Savior who has challenged us to emulate his example. We have to emulate his example. Okay? We have to live according to him, according to his will. Okay? We have to respect the Bible. And another one is education. First of all, I start by educate. This is the verb, okay? To educate. To educate because the stress is on E. That's the reason why I read educate, okay? We have to be educated. We have to learn. You know, education is the key. You have to go to school. When they send you to school, don't refuse, okay? Don't refuse, don't cry, you'd better go because it's for you. It will be good for you to become a very important person in the future. You know, what I am doing here because I learned something. I learned English. The reason why I share this experience with you, okay? Because I need you to speak English. I need you to act the word correctly in English. It will be something good for your life, you know. Let's keep on about it, okay? I insist, I emphasize that education is the key. We have the monopoly, okay? The monopoly. I know that someone can say, Mr. Mike, pretends to know the four corners of English. No, nobody knows the four corners of English. We are trying, we are learning. Okay? Learning for a human being doesn't have any end. It's what we are doing today. That's the reason why I say monopoly. Why I say monopoly? Because the stress is on N. You have to insist on this letter. Okay? Monopoly. Monopoly, it stays monopoly. And to memorize, we have to memorize. Okay? For instance, conversation to memorize. You know, when we are teaching, we often teach, students some conversation to memorize. Okay? When I say conversation to memorize, no, we have to say some conversation to memorize. This is the stress of memorize. The stress is on and succeed. Succeed. Okay? Succeed. When you succeed. Okay? When you struggle. We often say life is a struggle, brother. Life is really a struggle. You have to struggle for earning the life. You have to sweat. If you fold your arms without nothing to do, you are nothing. And you will be nothing. You have to do something. Okay, you have to work, you have to sweat. Your first enemy is the doubt. When you hesitate, you need to do something, you hesitate. Mr. Mike invites you on TV, you hesitate. But you speak English, don't hesitate, okay? As said Mr. Maxim Benga last time, we are trying, okay? We are trying. It's not our language, we are trying. But even if we are trying, we have to respect the rule. We have to respect the stress. It's like this. It's an obligation. And successful. Say successful, okay? Successful. After that, we have conjugate. We're going to say conjugate or conjugate. Conjugate, conjugate. Okay? We have to conjugate the verb in English. And we also have conjugation. Okay? Conjugation, we have to conjugate. That will be something correct. Okay? I say correct. That will be something right. And apologize. Apologize. Sir, I apologize. Apologize means excuse me. Okay, you can say excuse me or apologize. Never mind. Depends on you. We keep on about demolish. Demolish. I say demolish. I don't say demolish. I say demolish. Okay? You know, in the beginning like this, it seems difficult, about the stress. Some other people say, oh, Mr. Mike, it's not interesting. You can speak like you need, No, no. We cannot speak like this. We have to respect. We have to respect the rule. We have to respect it. It's something interesting. Okay? In English, we say imperative. Imperative. In English, we say interrogative. Okay? Interrogative. In English, we say negative. It's what we have to do. Okay? This is the fight we have. As said Mr. Pacific last time, this is the fight we have. Okay? Even if it's ours, even if it's our language, but we have to respect. We have to respect it. We have develop. Develop. To develop. Okay? As we need our country to be developed. We need the development of this country. We don't need the developments, but the development of this country. Okay? And we know that it will be realizable. Okay? It will be realized. And alphabet. Okay, the alphabet. The English alphabet. The English alphabet. Alphabet. Why alphabet? Because the stress is on A. The reason why we say alphabet. Okay? If you say alphabet, it's not good. You'd better say alphabet. This is the good way. It's a right way of uttering word in English. And after alphabet, I've already spoken about it. I spoke about imperative already. And possessive. Okay, possessive. At school, they taught us possessive. Possessive. But the right way of saying is possessive. Okay? If you're against me, don't be angry. Please. I'm your brother. Don't be angry. Check your dictionary. It's written over there. And after that, you'll say, Mr. Mike, you're right. Mr. Mike, you are right. Mr. Mike, you were right. And Mr. Mike, you will be right. Possessive adjectives. Okay, they taught us possessive adjective. Possessive adjectives. It better saying possessive adjectives. And it stays like this. Excuse me. Let me read another SMS here. They say, they say here, hello, Mr. Mike. This is Big Maker. Big Maker, clever. Okay. Thank you very much, Big. No, excuse me. Big Maker, clever on network. Network here, it's not all. Network line. Excuse me, I don't understand. Network line. Okay. Do call me back after you. Okay, thank you very much. He says, he tells Mr. Mike to call him after my broadcasting. Never mind, I'll be, I'll do it. Okay, and he says here, the big leader. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you. May God bless you. Let me keep on about what I was saying, what I was doing. We have to facilitate. To facilitate. Okay. As they say last time here, a teacher is a facilitator. Okay, is someone who teaches in tip-top condition, not troubling people. Okay, not troubling people, speaking in disorder so as to get. When you speak like this, you trouble students. I think you don't want them to understand what you are teaching. Okay, you'd better be clear. You'd better be more precise. Okay, as we said here, a human being. As I said, okay, a teacher is an everlasting learner. Okay, we have to learn. We have to learn and again. You have to do research. That will be interesting for us. And a profile. Okay, profile. If you say profile, never mind, but you have to rectify. You have to rectify it, okay? You have to correct it. It's profile. Why profile? Because the stress is on P. The reason why we say profile, not profile. Profile. Profile, good. What the profile of a teacher? What the profile of a father? What the profile of a good leader? Okay? What the profile of a pastor? What the profile of a president? What the profile of a prime minister? Okay? The profile stays like this. And necessary. Necessary. It's really necessary. You say necessary. But, once we do it again and again, okay? Once we do it time to time, and you will be, detecting the stress yourself. I can say, when I say memorize, yourself, you will know that, okay, memorize, the stress is on. Okay? Success, the stress is on. But you have to take time, okay? Don't be in a rush, but you'd better be in touch with it. You'd better be in motion. You'd better know it. It's compulsory. It's really compulsory. You have to know it. All right, let me keep on. We have dictionary. Okay, dictionary. Okay, dictionary. When you say, let me move a bit, okay? Let me practice a little bit. I say dictionary because I put the stress on D. Okay? But when I put the stress on T, it's dictionary. Dictionary. Do you see the meaning of stress? It's really important. For instance, when I take believe, I say believe because the stress is on L. The reason why I say believe, but if I put the stress on B, it will be believe. Okay? It will be believe. But normally it's not believe, it's believe. Okay? It's believable. We have believable. We don't have believable, believable, and unbelievable. Okay? We have forgettable, forgettable, unforgettable. Okay? These are things that we have to respect. Okay? And Congolese, Japanese, okay? Japanese. We also have affirmative. Okay, okay? But I'm going to stop by there. We have affirmative. At school they taught us affirmative. But frankly speaking, it's affirmative. Okay? Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be together with you. I think we are going to keep on next time, on TV. Sometimes they can give you much time, but speaking, it will be, suddenly finished, and you will be surprised, okay? Thank you very much. God bless you. Stay tuned.
My faithful friend, you're there everywhere I go in my life. My faithful friend, in the darkness, a light shone over my life. My faithful friend, you bring peace in my heart in the trouble. Faithful friend, you are